Hi guys. I want to talk about the beauty of growth. Um, a lot of times we know what we think is good for us, but it is also important to know what is not good for you. I mean, a lot of time, a lot of people know what they want. Some people don't know what they want, but just speaking broadly, a lot of people tend to know what they want. Like, okay, this is what I want to do next. Um, this is where I want to go next. This is where I think I should go next. This is how I feel about this person. I think, I like this person. We tend to, know what we want or think we know what we want. But have you ever asked yourself that, what is it that I don't want? Just maybe when you begin to look at things you don't want, or when you have come to a point where you know the things you don't want, just maybe that's when the things that truly good for you would come in or come through for you. I was just thinking about it. I didn't reach a point of growth and evolving until I came to a point where I started recognizing that this is not what I want. All my life I've been pursuing what I want, like, oh yeah, I want this, I want that, like, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to be, this is the kind of person I want to be with, or blah blah blah. But it took getting to a point where I started saying that, okay, no, I don't want this. And of course, I had to have experience to understand what I don't want, because a lot of times, like, I speak from a place of like deep knowing and evolving. And this message may not resonate with everybody because not everybody have done the work. But for those who have, there is a point where that separation had to happen. This is not what I want. This is not good for me. I deserve better than this. That separation had to happen at some point. And until you get to that point where you can assertively identify what you want and what you don't want, like what it is that I don't want this, this is not good for me. Where you can see patterns, right? Like for the past, I think 2 or 3 years, um there are some patterns that I've seen, especially in my relationship with people. For me, in my with my own self, because I would say that I'm a loner at heart, although there is this, socializing part of me. But I all by myself, I'm good. Like, I'm okay. Like even if I don't have friends, I'm good. Like, but for some people, like for some friendship that I've had, that I thought they were like really like, oh yeah, this is like, yeah, this person and I, we're cool, we're good. I realized no, some patterns that I had evolved past still existed in those friendships. And that made me think like, oh wow, like wow. So it's not just about saying that, oh, I don't want this thing. It's about also recognizing that the fact that you don't want that thing, or the fact that you thought you have shifted away from certain things, does not mean that the sediments of those things still do not exist in your life. They still do somewhere. So once the pattern started showing once again, I picked it up faster. And that's the beauty of doing the work. That's the beauty of evolving. You pick up negative stuff really fast. So I picked it up because it was a pattern that I had evolved out of. So there is no way you're going to be playing that pattern with me that I wouldn't notice it. I would definitely know that this is wrong. So I had to call it out. And unfortunately, that friendship ended. And once it ended, I felt like, it was like I like there was another test that came in immediately just after that, and I fell for that in the sense that I was going along with it until I woke up one morning and I'm like, oh no, this is the same pattern, in a different shell. And I was just thinking that wow. And I was able to extract myself from that situation quickly. Like I didn't even allow it to linger. So this is what brings me to the fact that it's not just about knowing what you want, it's also about knowing what you don't want. So have you grown to a point where you know what you don't want?